Key members of Lloydminster say they're cracking down on illegal windows.
In sports, Open finale. Brad Snedeker looks to stay on top at the final round of the Canadian Open.
This is UCAB News with Kim Smith.
Evening. It's a crash that shook area residents and has left many across the country in shock. 6 young lives between the ages of 13 to 17 have been taken away. Now, police have identified the victims of the crash. They are from Lloydminster, 14-year-olds Amy Hurley, Mackenzie Moen, and 13-year-old Naomi Salas-Schaefer. From Marshall, 17-year-old Christopher Taverner and 16-year-old Jaden Botcher, and from Lashburn, 15-year-old Taryn Atfield. The crash happened on Range Road 490 early yesterday morning between a tanker and a car. Now, the crash scene has turned into a memorial. Friends and family are remembering their loved ones. Bart Padiasic reports on how the family of one victim is dealing with the aftermath of this tragic incident.
Now, it's been more than a day since that tragic collision that took the lives of 60 young people on this stretch of road. Crews have worked overnight and most of that wreckage is gone. The only thing left over is a memorial set up by friends and family.
It was a somber morning for Dalbert Atfield and his family as they came flowers in hand to remember their son, whose life was cut too short at this very spot. Taryn Atfield was one of the victims. He was just 15 years old. Dalbert wanted a proper memorial site to remember his son and his friends.
Because I see you in the ditches where other people's have family that dies, and I just wanted to put it there.
Dalbert got a chance to see his son one last time.
But we still had to go see him, kiss him and hug him goodbye. And he was all broken up. Broken wrist and everything.
The crash that took 6 innocent lives is resonating right here at home and across the country. Here in the border city, some businesses have lowered their flags to half-mast as several communities in our area try to come to grips with what happened. As for the Atfields, they want people to remember their son as he was.
As a good person. That's all we can say. Because he was a good kid, he got good grades in school, and everybody loved him.
As for the tanker driver involved in the crash, he was last reported as being in stable condition. A forensics officer on scene says 5 of the victims weren't wearing seatbelts.
Now, police investigators are still working out exactly what happened here, and it may take months before we have any real answers. They say it's too early to tell if drugs or alcohol were factors. Reporting from south of Lloydminster, Bart Padiasic, UCAB News.
And if you would like to pay your respects, St. Anthony's Church is holding a special youth mass. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. Cleanup continues following a 7-car train derailment in Lloydminster. Canadian Pacific says the cars have been emptied and turned upright. Now, crews are in the process of moving them into the train yard. The cars were carrying crude oil when they derailed just after 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. Ed Greenberg with Canadian Pacific says crews are hoping to have the remaining cars moved back into the yard by tomorrow morning.
Fuel was contained around the locomotive, and we've been working with Saskatchewan Ministry of Environment officials to ensure
For drivers sporting shaded windows.
Now, if you have tinted windows, don't panic quite yet. Tint that comes on new vehicles is legal and is made to be safe.
The factory window tint is a component of the glass, whereas after